Have you ever found yourself pouring your heart into a relationship, only to feel like you're the only one putting in the effort? Like you're chasing after someone who's always just out of reach? It's a frustrating, soul-crushing experience. But what if I told you there's a powerful tool you can use to shift the dynamic, to see her true colors, and to finally understand if she's truly invested in you? It's called the silent test. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have as a man in any relationship. It forces her to reflect on your presence in her life. When you're constantly showering her with attention, it's easy for her to take you for granted. But when you pull back, when you create space, it forces her to confront a simple question. What does your absence feel like? Does it bother her? Does she miss your energy, your humor, your presence in her life? Or does she barely notice you're gone? When you stop contacting a woman, one of the first battles she faces is between her ego and her true feelings. Her ego might tell her to play it cool, to act like she doesn't care, to wait for you to come crawling back. But her true feelings, the ones she might not even want to admit to herself, will start to bubble to the surface. She might try to rationalize your silence, convince herself it's just a game, but deep down she'll be feeling the weight of your absence. When you stop contacting a woman, a subtle yet profound power shift occurs in the dynamic between you. Suddenly, you're no longer the one chasing, the one seeking validation. You're the one holding the cards. You're the one who has chosen to step back, to reclaim your power and to see what she does in response. This shift in dynamic can be unsettling for her, especially if she's used to being the one in control. Chapter 4. Does she miss you? Now here's the crucial question. Does she actually miss you? Or is it just the attention she's missing? This is where you need to be brutally honest with yourself. Is she reaching out because she genuinely values you? Or is it simply because she craves the validation, the ego boost of having your attention? Pay close attention to her actions, not just her words. Does she initiate contact? Does she put in effort to see you, to spend time with you? Or are her efforts superficial, half-hearted attempts to keep you on the hook? Chapter 5. When chasing turns into a test of pride. When you stop contacting a woman, it often becomes a test of pride rather than genuine feelings. She might be waiting for you to make the first move, not because she doesn't care, but because her ego won't let her be the first to cave. This is where you need to decide what you're willing to tolerate. Are you willing to play these games, to engage in this dance of egos, or are you looking for something deeper, something more authentic? Chapter 6. The emotional roller coaster of being ignored. When you stop contacting a woman, it's not just silence, it's an emotional trigger. It forces her to confront her own insecurities, her own fears of rejection and abandonment. She might start to question her own worth, wondering why you're not fighting for her attention. This emotional turmoil can be difficult to watch, but it's important to remember that you're not responsible for her emotional state. You're simply creating the space for her to deal with her own issues. Chapter 7. The fine line between silence and ghosting. Now, let's be clear. There's a fine line between silence and ghosting, and the difference often lies in how you handle the situation. Silence, when used strategically, is about creating space for reflection for both of you. It's about reclaiming your power and observing her reactions. Ghosting, on the other hand, is about disappearing completely, about leaving her in the dark with no explanation. It's a cowardly and disrespectful way to end any connection. Chapter 8. How absence exposes hidden desires. When you stop contacting a woman, her true desires come to the surface. Without the distraction of your constant attention, she's forced to confront what she really wants. Does she miss your presence in her life? Does she crave your touch, your laughter, your companionship? Or does she realize that she's actually relieved to have the space that she's been harboring doubts she hasn't been willing to face? Chapter 9. The confidence of walking away. When you stop contacting a woman, you're making one of the most powerful statements you can make in a relationship. You're saying, I'm not afraid to walk away. I'm not afraid to be alone. I deserve someone who chooses me, who fights for me, who values my presence in their life. This level of self-respect is magnetic. It commands attention. It separates you from the pack of men who are willing to chase after crumbs of affection. Chapter 10. The silent test. When you stop contacting a woman, you're presenting her with a silent test. You're giving her the opportunity to step up, to show you how much she cares, to prove that she's worthy of your time and attention. Her response to this test will reveal everything you need to know. Will she rise to the occasion, or will she let you walk away? The answer, my friend, will tell you everything you need to know about her true feelings for you. The silent test. What will her answer be? Now I want to hear your thoughts. Have you ever experienced this silent shift in a relationship? How did it change the dynamic for you? Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. I'll be reaching out to connect with some of you directly because this isn't just about the video. It's about building a real conversation and supporting each other through these experiences. Let's keep it real. Your story matters, and together we can learn from each other. Thank you for watching, and as always, this is the Masculine Approach.